Welcome to Zukkun Knows. Have you ever wondered why we suddenly lose or gain an hour every year? One day you're waking up to sunlight, and the next it's pitch dark again at the same time. That's daylight saving time, or DST. It sounds simple, but its history is surprisingly messy, political, and kind of strange. Let's explore why we do this, who started it, and whether it still makes any sense today. 1. What is daylight saving time? Exactly. Daylight saving time is the practice of setting the clock forward by 1 hour during the warmer months to extend evening daylight. In spring, we spring forward, losing 1 hour. In fall, we fall back, gaining 1 hour. The goal? To make better use of natural daylight. Sounds clever, right? But wait until you hear how complicated and controversial it gets. 2. Ancient origins of time manipulation. The idea of changing time to fit the sun isn't new. The ancient Romans used different clocks for winter and summer. Even before modern clocks, people adjusted schedules based on sunlight. But the concept of changing official time for a whole country came much later. 3. The real father of DST, George Hudson. In 1895, a New Zealand entomologist named George Hudson suggested a 2-hour shift in summer. Why? Because he wanted more daylight after work, to collect bugs. Seriously, Hudson wasn't joking. He valued sunlight for his hobby so much that he basically invented modern DST. Weird, right? 4. Germany makes it official for war. DST first became law in 1916, during World War I. Germany and Austria adopted it to conserve fuel. If people used sunlight instead of artificial light, they'd save coal. Soon the UK and other nations joined in. Daylight saving became a war tactic, the US and the chaos that followed. The US joined the DST club in 1918, but people hated it. Farmers complained, workers grumbled. After the war, the US scrapped it, but cities like New York kept using it. That led to a bizarre situation. Different cities had different times. One train ride could involve multiple time shifts. Imagine that confusion. 6. The Uniform Time Act and Standardization. In 1966, the U.S. finally tried to clean things up with the Uniform Time Act. It allowed states to choose whether to observe DST, but forced them to be consistent. No more chaos. Still, Hawaii and most of Arizona said no thanks and opted out completely. 7. Is it really saving energy? One of the main arguments for DST was energy conservation, but recent studies show it might not help much at all. Yes, people use less light in the evening, but they use more heating or air conditioning. Overall savings? Tiny or even negative. Oops. 8. The health and safety debate. Changing the clock messes with our sleep. Heart attacks spike after the spring switch. Car accidents increase. Productivity drops. Even animals get confused. Some scientists say DST is basically a mini jet lag. Twice a year. Not great for your body. 9. Global confusion. Not everyone does it. More than 140 countries have tried DST at some point. But today, less than 70 still use it. Japan, China, Russia, and India don't bother. The European Union is considering dropping it altogether. Even in the US, there's a growing movement to end it for good. 10. So, why do we still do it? The short answer, politics. Changing national time policies is a bureaucratic nightmare. Some industries, like retail and tourism, love the longer evenings. Others hate it. Everyone complains, but few agree on what to replace it with. Final thoughts, daylight. Saving time began with good intentions. More sunlight, less fuel use. But today, it might be doing more harm than good. It disrupts our lives, our health, and barely saves energy. Maybe it's time to ask the real question. Not why we do DST, but why we still do. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. If this made you rethink time itself, you're not alone. See you next time. Hopefully not an hour late.